In the comments of my door seal video, a lot of you asked about the kits that fill in the gap around the glass on the roof. So here you go. So it looks like we have about 10 feet of this probably EPDM rubber. It's tubing, so it squishes down. You can tell it's hollow. And I guess the idea here is that we'll look for the seam and we'll put that towards the back if we can. And you're just going to really try to stretch it out and just kind of ease it into that gap. And I guess you do it a few inches at a time and just let it kind of contract back on itself. And just try to smooth that transition between pieces of glass. Similar to last time, I'm just going to jump into the results here, and I'll go over the details at the end for those of you who care. To start, here are the baseline sound level plots at 60, 70, and 80 miles an hour. You can see the highest sound levels are actually below 1,000 hertz, and the biggest changes are from 1,000 to 6,000 hertz, which also happens to coincide with the frequencies we're most sensitive to at around 2,000 to 5,000 hertz. So here's what the three different speeds sound like. Next is the baseline versus the roof kit at 60 miles per hour. And then baseline versus roof kit at 70 miles an hour. And baseline versus roof kit at 80 miles an hour. And now to really illustrate the relative change, I subtracted the kit plots from the baseline plots. So here's 60 miles per hour. And 70 miles per hour. And 80 miles per hour. So the results on this one are not as clear as they were with the door seals. And it's really kind of counterintuitive that it becomes less effective the faster that you go. I gave it several tries and I got similar results. But the most telling thing to me is I can't hear a difference in the sound clips like I could with the door seals. So whatever. Some people say it makes more of a difference in turbulent airflow or with crosswinds, but in the 300 miles that I drove with it before it uninstalled itself, I couldn't really tell a difference. When I was going down the road, it started popping up here in the front corner, and I could see it slowly working its way across the roof, so my wife had to reach out the window and pull it down. So I didn't bother reinstalling it after that. To me, the road surface still makes the biggest difference. I mean, it's drastic between a smooth road and a rough road. So I'm still working on the suspension upgrade. I've had a lot of dead ends there, but I do have something promising in the works. Most companies just don't seem to think that there's a market for a luxury suspension. So all they want to sell is performance. So leave me a comment or send me an email if that's something that you would be interested in. And that'll help with the company that I'm working with to gauge interest. As for details on my method, my car is a long-range rear-wheel drive with 18-inch aero wheels and factory Michelin MXM4 tires with 18,000 miles aired up to 42 psi. The weather was clear and around 60 degrees at around 6 a.m., so traffic was light. The AC and audio was off, and I used a Tascam DR05 audio recorder with the sensitivity set to -30. I recorded at least 10-second clips on the same fairly smooth section of highway, with the recorder just kind of held over the console so that it would be isolated from vibration. I opened each audio file in Audacity and looked for 4-second clips at each speed where there were no bumps or cars or anything other than background noise. I did 4 seconds this time instead of 2 like last time and what's shown in this video clip. Because the results were so tight, I wanted to have just more of a clip to be able to average. Then I used the plot spectrum function in Audacity to export a file for the charts. And also save that sound clip as a FLAC file. So that's it. Thanks for suggesting this one, and thanks for watching.